Hey, Chidarin. Hey, Bam. Okay, here we go. I can also see myself that the stream is live, so let's do this. We were here. Yeah, right. The returning of the veil. Right. That's where we left off. So it's Sunday, and the returning of the veil is tomorrow. The Academy calls this day the Sabbath, and it is the only day of the week where we are completely free. Saturday is a day off, but we are encouraged to attend church services that day, so usually everyone goes. Since it takes up most of Saturday morning, it's not quite a day off, so our only true day off is Sunday. Hey, Machan. The famous words in the Bible say that God made the world in a week, that He made heaven and earth in 6 days and rested on the 7th. I don't know if this is related, but the Academy does not have any activities on Sunday. Up until now, anyway.
いきなりすぎるよね。遊びに行く予定だったのに。
そうね。聞かされたのは今朝方だし。
Her pout is understandable. It was suddenly announced this morning that the first years would undergo amitié interviews. Once a month, we have interviews about how the trust and friendship among our amitié partners is coming along, but...
今までは日にちをちゃんと決められていて授業としてやっていたでしょ。なんで休みの日を削ってまでやらなくちゃいけないんだろうね。
そうね。それに今日はアミティエ同士での面談ではないようだし。
We always do the interviews in our 3-person amitié groups. The first time we were asked, I thought we wouldn't be able to say our true feelings that way.
まあ先生たちはプロだから態度でわかるのかもしれないけど。
Even if a group tried to pretend to be best of friends just for the interview, they'd probably see through it. Hearing my words, Ichigo says that, since we are going one by one, she feels sorry for the last person.
いつもは3人いっぺんだから早く済んだけど、今日は一人一人名前の順で呼んでるでしょ。これじゃ最後の人が待っているの大変だなって。
一応4人ずつ呼び出して1組が終わるまでは待機だからマシだとは思うけど。
But either way, we can't enjoy our day off, she says, and I agree with a wry smile.
それにいつもより長く感じるよ。
Ichigo stares worriedly at the door of the room Ringo has entered before her. After a long silence, I mean, didn't their amitié partner leave? So they would just be talking about each other, which is their default state of being together because they're sisters, no?
お疲れ。本当に疲れた。今回のは面倒。
A pain in the neck, Ichigo asks, but Sister Basket calls her name before she can get an answer.
それじゃあ行ってくるよ、スオちゃん。
Wait till I come back, she tells Ringo, who responds with a Roger as she lazily drags herself back to the dorm. As I watch the door close, I have a bad feeling. Speaking from the conclusion, my ominous premonition was half right. First of all, the reason it took a long time is that we are made to answer questions like those asked at the amitié test when we first entered. It isn't as many as the 150 questions we were asked then, but the test has many probing questions about my amitié partners, making me think hard. After that comes the interview with Sister Basket.
急にごめんなさいね、白羽さん。学院側の事情で今日面談することになってしまって。
大丈夫です。特に予定もなかったので。
そう。佐々木さんからは予定が入っているのにってすねられてしまって。それじゃ手早く面談を始めましょうね。
She says and smiles a bright, kind smile.
以前ほど苦手ではなくなったけど。
But still, being alone with her makes me nervous, and I ball up my fist on my knee.
白羽さん、アミティエとして過ごしてきて3ヶ月が過ぎたけれど、何か悩んでいることや問題はないかしら？
問題ですか？特にはありません。
そう。高坂さんのここが苦手だとか、花火師さんの言い方が嫌だとかはない？
I shake my head, thinking how this question seems more personal than usual. Sister Basket notices my suspicious expression.
今年になって3人1組になったでしょ。例年2人きりでも問題は出たの。だから何かある前に対処をしないといけないのよ。
That is what I'd thought when I'd first heard that we would be in groups of 3 this year.
私の方は問題ありません。2人とも気遣いができるアミティエなので、共同生活も苦ではないですし。
ならいいのだけど、少し問題が起きたと報告があったから正直に話してほしいの。
Oh, what did she hear?
問題ですか？それは何が？
本当は生徒に話すことではないのだけど、軽いいざこざのようなものがあるそうなの。
The words make my heart thump in an unpleasant way.
それって本当ですか？
ごめんなさい、深刻な話じゃないのよ。喧嘩をして少し口を聞かないだとか、そういう場面を寮のスタッフの方が見たらしいの。
She reveals the source of the information, something she is supposed to conceal. It's an open secret that the dorm staff have that side to them. Plus, says Sister Basket, furrowing her brows, and I ask her what it is.
もう一つは、私のクラスでお付き合いをしている生徒がいるそうなの。
There it is.
それも問題だと思うのよ。
There it is.
それは。
My heart, which had finally calmed down, starts beating fast again.
女学校ということを考えれば、それほどおかしなことではないかもしれないわ。でも、今年から始まったアミティエ制度のことを考えると、看過できないことだと思うの。
My heart thumps even harder.
なぜですか？
おいおいおい。
今までもアミティエ同士寝食を共にするのだから、そういうことはままあったわ。
So you decided to make it even worse this year by adding a third person. Great. Fantastic.
学院側も賛成はしないけれど、罰を与えるようなことはしなかった。でも、今年から変更されたアミティエ制度では、問題が起こるとカウンセラーの先生がおっしゃったの。
問題。ただ交際するだけで何の問題が？
想像してみて。3人1組でのアミティエ。そのうち2人が交際したとしましょう。あぶれた1人はどう思うかしら？
Rika comes to mind. She had given us her blessing. I thought that the 3 of us, with everything out in the open, had gotten even closer. I can tell that Sister Basket knows. I realize this because she has been talking about love between Amitia partners. She hasn't assumed a relationship with another student, such as an upperclassman. She's heard about me and Mighty. I ask Sister Basket the question I am dreading.
もしアミティエ同士で交際しているのが分かった場合は処分されるのですか？
そうね。かわいそうだけれど、一度解散して別のアミティエとして新たに組み直すでしょうね。
It is the natural result of everything we have discussed so far. But
絆を深めるためのアミティエなのに。
I can't just accept it.
そうね。
She looks at me sadly with a hand over her chest like a clergywoman.
白羽さん、私は最初あなたのことを心配していたの。入学したてのあなたは心に壁を作っていたような気がして。だからあなたのアミティエが高坂さんや花火師さんになってよかったと思ったの。彼女たちは責任感があって人を気遣うことのできる優しい子たちだったから。
Hey, Miss Shirahane, she says, smiling and taking my hand. Oh, it's no use.
はい。私は無理強いしたくはないの。だから今の話、よく考えてほしいのよ。
Her voluptuous figure is womanly and motherly. Why did we need this sentence? Exactly.
わかりました。
We could have just focused on the motherly air of, like, I guess, trying to advise or something. We didn't need the rest, really. Really. I managed to nod as I swallow a bitter taste, feeling as uncomfortable as I did at that first interview. The scene changes to the returning of the veil.
ずっと怖い顔をしているわね。
That's an interesting translation. Maybe a bit exaggerated. Rika whispers so as not to break the silence of the cathedral.
私が
No one has said anything about me having a strange facial expression before now, and I touch my face reflexively.
怖い顔というのは雰囲気よ。スオさんでもそんな顔をするのね。
I hadn't noticed it myself, but if she says so...
きっとそれは
そうね。かわいそうだけれど、一生解散して別のアミティエとして新たに組み合わすでしょうね。
Who's eavesdropping? Ah, it's just a memory, okay. Sister Basket's words echo through my head and curl around my heart, making my chest feel tight. You're doing it again, she whispers. I force myself not to think about Sister Basket.
平気よ。消えたりしないわ。
I'm sorry, Bear. I guess I'm cashing in for the close call last week when I actually did the stream with a cam. And I thought I would be able not to, but yeah, today it's better, trust me. It's better that you don't see my face today. For everyone. I promise this won't be a frequent occurrence, okay?
まゆりさんのことでしょ。
She hits the nail right on the head and my heart skips a beat.
学院の七不思議なんて嘘よ。佐々木さんたちの時だって嘘だったじゃない。真実の女神なんてあるわけないわ。
Yeah, but like you haven't built up the story to this point to like have it be a nothing burger. We're gonna get a scare of some sort and one last mystery to solve or something, right? Right?
そうね。そうよ。
She seems to have mistaken my tenseness concern towards Mayuri.
それもそう
Maybe to have mistaken my tenseness as concern towards Mayuri. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Sister Basket did not tell Rika and Mayuri about the reshuffling of Amitia groups yesterday. It seems that even in the individual interviews, no one told them that my actions might cause the group to be split up. That is a bit weird, because why focus on her specifically? If the others are involved and if the topic is the same for all three of them, like why only talk about it with her specifically? It's weird.
私に委ねるということかしら。
What is it? Rika whispers to me, but right before him, Sister Basket, who has finished the sermon up at the podium, speaks in a loud voice.
返還の儀を行います。
The sound of the piano echoes through the cathedral, followed by the sound of the heavy doors opening. All eyes turn to the Virgin Mary standing before the open door. It's Mairi Kosaka. Pretty. She walks gracefully, like she did at the Feast of the Assumption, to the altar where Sister Basket awaits.
綺麗ね。
Rika murmurs upon seeing Mairi in the same costume from the feast. She is as beautiful as Rika says, but her beauty twists at my heart painfully.
マユリ。
We watch her as she approaches Sister Basket and says something to her. However, her words are too quiet for us to hear. Sister Basket comes down from the podium and stands before Mairi, and reaches for the veil in reverent silence. She says something again that I cannot hear. Then she takes the veil from Mairi and lifts it up.
返還の儀は滞りなく終わりました。
She announces. I don't know if this needs narration, it just makes it a little cringy. But okay. Mairi, who has turned back from being the Virgin Mary to being a student, smiles alongside the nun. The students who saw this as a religious ceremony relax now that it is over.
終わったわね。
As I respond to Rika, who is sighing with relief, my eyes meet Sister Basket's and I feel a sense of terrible confusion. Her eyes seem somewhat angry, somehow angry, and somehow pitying. I don't understand why is there a need for this? Why is she like speaking in code through like looks and stuff? Because I can't tell what's on her mind. I can't tell what she's expecting out of this. And I don't know. I fear that Suo is gonna I don't know, maybe do something unnecessary. Kind of weird this novel's version of Christianity is silent about gay things. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway.
結局
Sorry, did this? No, I did not read this. The day after the returning of the veil was performed without incident after class. Yeah. Where is this
結
voice?
局真実の女神の噂話は嘘だったんだな。
Yaigaki says disappointedly as she deftly cuts and eats a pancake. Ah, food. I smile wryly and answer, I guess.
まあ嘘だってのは分かっていたけど、語り継がれているものには何かあると思ってたんだけどな。一日経っても高坂はピンシャンしてるしさ。
As opposed to what? Dead? Jeez.
何にもなくてすまないね。そういういけずなことを言う人にはあげませんよ。
Rika snatches the plate of pancakes off of Yaigaki's lap. Yaigaki lets out an uncharacteristic scream.
そうだよ。昨日からずっと顔色悪かったんだから。気にすることを言ったらねだよ。今から弾劾裁判改定ですよ。裁判ってアリーマイラブじゃないんだぞ。
Oh my god, blast from the past reference. Okay. Yaigaki apologizes grudgingly to escape their double attack.
ならよし。
Rika says, giving her back the pancakes. Yaigaki digs back into them with relish. Ay.
八重垣さんってパンケーキが好物なの？
パンケーキなんて洒落た言い方はよせよ。私が好きなのはホットケーキだっての。
Yes, let's argue about the semantics of food.
本当はこのホットケーキみたいにホイップクリーム、キウイ、ブルーベリー、シロップなんて余計なものはかけないでさ。 バターだけの分厚いホットケーキが食べたかったんだよ。
It seems she has strong beliefs about pan hotcakes. It seems they're talking mostly like the American kind, I think, the kind that are like actually thick and fluffy. For us Romanian, what we mostly make are crepes, basically, like thin stuff that we put all kinds of things in. I'm not gonna start listing it off for Bea's and actually my sake as well. Because it makes me crave them. Yeah, I don't know. So because of this, my brain, when I hear pancake, I think of that. But actually, I think they're talking about the American kind.
まあ、俺はこれでいいけどさ。
Yagaki gives her undivided attention to the hot cake. Something about the way she eats like a small animal is comforting. Erika watches her eat and says this is great.
いっぱい食べてくれて。
あら、声に出ていたの。そうじゃなくて、今日晴れてくれてお茶会が開けたから。
She really does love serving tea.
スオさん、平気だって言っていたけど、返還の儀式でのことを気にしていたでしょ。だから今日お茶会が開けて、少しでもスオさんの気が紛れたならよかったなって。
Would be a shame if something were to happen now, as you were trying to relish in the fact that nothing happened.
リッカさん、気遣ってくれてありがとう。
いいのよ。だってアミティエ同士なんですもの。
I don't know, it's a little bit weird that after all the things that we've been through, the primary way to describe the reason why she's nice to her is that they're Amitia partners. I think they've gone beyond that and become actual proper friends. So it's weird because it feels like it's invoking the obligation of that contract, let's say, instead of an actual gesture from the heart that comes naturally. Which I'm not assuming that it is the first. I think it's the latter. It's just that's why it's weird that it's described this way. But anyway, let's move on. My smile freezes at the word amitié. But Sister Basket said, okay, so it's supposed to say that to trigger Suo. Okay, got it.
スオさん、前のお茶会であの二人、会長と副会長が脅かしすぎたんだよ。特に副会長は怖い話が大好きだって話だし。
Leading on from the goddess of truth, she told us all about not just the 7 mysteries, but also plenty of other scary stories she'd heard from other students. Although the atmosphere was ripe for it on a day like today, a sunny spell in the midst of the rainy season.
前に神秘体験が好きだからと言っていたけど、ゾッとする話をいくつも知っているんで驚く。怖い話好きの人には見えないしね。
見た目だけで言うなら、花を育てるのとかが好きそう。そうだね。綺麗なのにちょっと変わった趣味が多いよね。食べ歩きに怖い話収集。
Ichiko says, then trails off, looking as though she's just had an idea. Then she gets to her feet and clears her throat dramatically.
まったくネリーには困ったものだよ。食べ歩きを付き合った後、僕は体重計に乗るのが怖くてね。
I mean, if you're wait. If you're walking and eating, you're working out the extra calories, so it should balance out. Walking is very healthy. She says, impersonating Yatsushiro.
おお、うまいな。
なかなか特徴つかんでるんじゃないか？
Thank you, she says bashfully, bowing her head.
話は変わるけどさ、今自分で言っていて思ったけど、 ネリーってあだ名の付け方いいよね。なんか親密な感じがしない？
確かに長年の付き合いって気がするわ。
だよね。だから思ったんだけど、私的にもあだ名が欲しいなって。
Oh, I'm not familiar with that word. Maybe it's used somewhere in the country, but I'm not familiar with it. Ah, okay, now that I googled it, it's I see. It is a sort of cake made in a pan. Yeah, I see. But not in my area. We don't call it that in my area of the country. But now that I see an image, I know what it is. I've had it. But no, that's not really the kind of pancakes that we call them. Let me see. There it is. This is the word we use for them. Alright. Right, so Ichigo wants a nickname. Ichigo smiles brightly as the rest of us look puzzled. Yeah, but it's interesting. It's always fun to discover similarities between Romanian and Russian. Sometimes you guys reference Russian words in jokes or whatever in the Discord, and I'm like, huh, I know that word. yeah, it's cute. Okay, next.
今更だけど、この学院ってお嬢様が多いし。
I've never heard these sophisticated ladies call each other by nicknames.
さあ、誰でもいいからザッツトライ。誰でもいいって言ってもな。
Surely you've got to be a pretty close friend to start making nicknames. If that's the case, the best candidate among us would be...
白羽つけてやれよ。
私
Don't they already call Mighty Yuri, for example? And that was kind of like initiated by the sisters, I think, if I remember correctly. Why is this suddenly such a hot topic? She probably won't even listen, she tells me.
そんな重要なこと無理。
The name could stick with her for the rest of her life. Even ruin it if it's a bad one. I'm at a loss.
別にイチゴでいいんじゃないか？呼び捨てって親密な感じがするじゃないか。
Mairi says, coming to my rescue.
ねえ、つまんないよ。私的にはユリのことユリって呼んでるのに。
頼んだわけじゃないんだけど。
She folds her arms and tilts her head in thought, then, after a moment, narrows her eyes and says,
それじゃあ、笹で。
What?
名字から文字って私たち双子だよ。
Oh yeah, laughs Mairi. Everyone else laughs too.
笹2号です。あずさ2号みたいな言い回しはやめろ。
Everyone is in stitches. Being with the whole class, talking openly and easily is something I couldn't even have imagined when I first entered the academy. With everyone,
よかった。
Mairi says after escaping the group as she hands me a cup of tea. The fragrant tea warms my throat and relaxes me.
あまり元気がない様子だったからね。心配していたんだ。
そう。
でも笑ってくれてほっとしたよ。イチゴには困りものだけど、こういう時は頼りになるね。
She smiles like a spring day. The warmer her smile, the more my heart breaks.
やっぱりマスキ きや共有の言葉を今。
大丈夫さ。私はどこへ行ったりもしないよ。
Well, not willingly, you're not. Anyway. She wraps her soft fingers around my hand and talks to me as though lecturing a small child.
今週の週末、話していた菜の花畑に行こう。雨が降るかもだけど、それならそれで雨の森の探索も趣がありそうだしね。
ダメ。やっぱり私には。そうね。週末のデート、楽しみにしているわ。
I can't say that we have to break up to protect our Amitia group. She smiles and says she's looking forward to it too, and I try to quell the aching in my chest. Then, what does that mean? Still fretting over Sister Basket's words, I struggle, unable to say anything, trying to make it through to the weekend.
明日、まゆりとデート。
I stare up at the ceiling from my bed. I should be excited, but Sister Basket's words continue to torment me. The breakup of our Amitia group, the fact that I, someone who was always so scared and unable to voice my own opinion, started opening up with everyone, was all because of my Amitia partners, Rika Hanabishi and Mairi Kosaka. I cannot imagine any other Amitia partners, so...
まゆりとの別れ。
Okay. I'd been given a sentence. Because of the changes to the Amitia system this year and the threat to the peace, I was to pull back from the relationship. Were I Sister Basket, I'd probably have come to the same conclusion. Sister Basket's thinking is logical. We're fine, I told her, but there was no guarantee.
私たちはお茶会の席で交際宣言をしている。
If we had kept it hidden, there might have been a way. However, it wouldn't make sense to let us off after going public, and then deter or punish any new relationships after that. It would mean the school would have allowed for an exception.
この1週間、何も注意してこなかったのは。
It is probably Sister Basket's giving me a chance. I know, me too. I'm struggling so hard right now because like I don't get where Sister Baskets is coming from, and whatever reason she had to pin this solely on Suo was like the worst decision ever, because Suo is doing Suo things and just internalizing everything and deciding that she has to take on this huge responsibility, and she's not talking it out with the other people that this affects and that are also just as involved as her in the whole situation. And it's like, God. However, they won't let us go on like they won't let us go on like this forever. She is happy as a child as she gazes up at the stars peeking out from the gaps between the black clouds in the night sky.
願いが通じたんだ。明日は晴れみたいだよ。
She smiles at me. I will break up with her tomorrow. Oh God. I do get it to a certain extent. You know, I get the teenage angst, the way everything is so dramatic, and you know, like in the movies or something. But that's not real life. Okay. This is what I decide as I stifle my tears in the comforter. Awakened by the sound of voices, I know that the day has come. I squint and look at the clock in the room.
もう9時。急がなくちゃ。
We have plans to meet in the gazebo at 10. I clamber sluggishly down the ladder and head to the dresser to start getting ready. As I change from my pajamas to my uniform and fix my hair, my brain, which has been slowed down by all the worrying and my low blood pressure, finally notices that something is strange.
なんで誰も起こしてくれなかったの？
She's disappeared. Don't tell me. I was up all night fretting and didn't fall asleep until morning. I gotta say, I do empathize with that. I do. Not over this particular topic, but generally speaking. So I know why I overslept, but
いつもならまゆりが起こしてくれるのに。
yeah, she was spirited away, let me guess. The day is the Sabbath and we don't even have church, but I would at least expect her to wake me up for breakfast. Students who are late for the 7 o'clock breakfast are not allowed in, no exceptions. That's why she always forces me up, even on Sundays. So why not today?
食べ逃したと分かったら急にお腹が空いてきたわ。
Man, being forced to have breakfast at 7 on a Sunday. Ah, okay, I get... Maybe I'm spoiled, but I don't set alarms on Saturdays and Sundays. I let myself sleep as much as I need. I can't imagine having breakfast at 7. Okay. I fix my hair and go to take my bag from the desk, prepared to go hiking on an empty stomach.
なんだろう、この違和感。
The room is spotlessly clean, thanks to Rika. It's the same as always. And yet...
綺麗に整頓されすぎている。
Especially the desk, it looks as empty as the day we arrived.
リッカさん。まゆり。まさか。
There are clearly personal belongings missing. I search the dormitory, my heart beating uncontrollably. Unable to find my MTA partners, I rush outside. The classroom. The ballet room. The library. I searched them all, looking for them.
ここにもいない。それじゃどこへ？
白羽か。休みの日だってのにつまらない女だな、お前。
I hear a familiar wisecracking voice.
八重垣さん。
おお、なんだよ、鬼気迫った顔しやがって。
When I see recoiling in surprise, I feel a mix of relief and irritation. Maybe it meant when I see her recoiling in surprise? I don't know.
リッカさんとまゆりを見なかったかしら。私、二人を探していて。
あ、見てよ。どちらも見てないけど。
そう。
そういえば昨日小耳に挟んだんだけどさ、高坂とデートだって言ってただろ。
How did she know?
だからもう相手は待ち合わせの場所に行ったんじゃねえの？
The meeting spot, I whisper, and Yaegaki nods and scratches her head.
ああいうのって恋人が来る前に早く待っているもんなんだろ。だから待ち合わせ場所にいるんじゃないかと思う。
そうよね。
I'd searched for the two of them, my heart beating like never before, but when it's suggested that she's probably at the meeting place, some of my anxiety melts away at last.
驚かせるなよ、まったく。待ち合わせの時間なんざ知らないけどさ。ま、早く行ってやれよ。
Encouraged by her words, I force my shaky legs toward the gazebo.
そうよね。私、バカみたい。
Maybe because of yesterday's anguished worrying, I'd gotten carried away by a premonition that all my friends were gone. When I saw the room, which looked like no one had ever used it but me,
やはり私は一人なのだと思ってしまった。
I felt like I had before I came to the academy, unimportant and unloved. Even though that's not true. It can't be true. Lost in my thoughts, I end up wandering off my path and down a small road near the dorm. I look at my wristwatch.
10分前。早く行かなきゃ。
I take a shortcut through the forest toward the gazebo as we'd promised. When I check my watch again, the hour hand had just struck 10 o'clock. The gazebo is empty. The place where we always have the tea parties is deserted, appearing as though dead.
待っているって言ったのに。
That's what the Aigaki had said. I too thought that since she wasn't in the room at 9 o'clock, she'd gone early to the gazebo in anticipation of our date. At least that was the conclusion I came to along the forest path, but
先に待っていないのならどこに。
my heart trembles. However, I see something carved into a column of the gazebo, and my anxiety fades away. It's small, but there it is. Mine and Mairi's names carved into the column.
子供みたい。
Katakana, interesting. A small symbol of her feelings for me. Just looking at it fills me with joy.
見つかったらどうするつもりだったの？
I murmur as I trace Mairi's name with my finger. Then,
白羽さん。
バスキア教諭。
I panic when called upon and try to hide the names as I face Sister Basket. Then, next to Sister Basket,
スーオさん。
Rika stands as though she were trying to hide behind her.
何か。
I can't even finish my question. Sister Basket is here and next to her, Rika. That means it could only mean one thing.
二人へ話したのですね。
Silence. Sister Basket's eyes are filled with sadness. Rika is peering at us in confusion.
違うのですか？
白羽さん、落ち着いて聞いてちょうだい。
はい。
With a sorrowful expression,
高坂さんは、高坂真由里さんは、
with her flower-bud lips, she says,
今日付けでこの学院を去ることになったの。
I do not understand what she is saying. The forest buzzes. This moment feels as though stretches on for decades.
そう。
My voice, hoarse and throaty, does not sound like my own.
高坂さんはあなたのことをとても案じていたわ。
Their concern for me, and these false yet plausible words. Tell me that Mairi Kosaka is no longer here. Tears well up and start to spill down my cheeks. Crying means admitting it. That she's no longer here at the academy. I know that Sister Basket is trying to comfort me. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Are trying to comfort me? Okay, there's no subject to that sentence, but alright. But I'm not worried about myself, I am worried about Mairi. With her similar scars, now that we are separated, she must be feeling the same pain as I am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I fell in love with you. And please forget me. For the first time in her life, Suwa Shirahane prayed to God. Oh, damn. All right. Bear is speechless. I'm just watching the credits. They're cute. All right, I guess that was it. Aww. Oh, that's so pretty. And now this is sad. Great. It's cool that we get the main menu screen image change. That's nice. But yeah, it's hard to say what I'm feeling. It just feels a little bit underwhelming, and it's hard for me to connect with it emotionally, because I'm obviously very much past that age. So things like this that happen without any sort of communication between the parties, and this kind of like unneeded additional layer of drama on top of things, it's not something that I connect with anymore. Maybe if I were 17 I would be like, bawling my eyes out. Yeah, it is, right? That's kind of how I feel. That's a good way to put it, Chidorin. I don't know. It was the same thing that I was kind of complaining about in Suo's direction is the same, that it's kind of like in the same ballpark of what Mairi did as well. So no communication, just taking the most drastic, dramatic decision, just completely leaving. Yeah. Even if she didn't want to stay at the academy, even if they had decided that like this wasn't the best way forward, they could have talked it out. They could have figured something out, because like school is not the rest of your life. School is just a few years of your life. You have like many decades in front of you beyond that, right? So if you found this great person for yourself, this shouldn't be the thing that comes in between and tears it apart, right? If you found that person, you just hold on to them, because this is transient. This will end. But feelings for a person who's really important to you will not, you know? So I can't really wrap my head around it. I'm really, really sorry. I don't want to be too critical of it, because it is, so far it has been really cute. And it's had like really nice moments. But this is just, nah, I'm really sorry. If this is the good, true ending, I don't know if I want to know what the other one is. But I guess we can figure that out, right? But you kind of have to guide me a little bit how this works. Do I have to like fully start a new game and just make all the wrong decisions? Is that it? We can't milk drama out of just talking things out. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, well, looking forward to the next parts. But yeah. So for now, what we want to do is we want to do Rika's ending, right? Or what are your suggestions? I'm listening. I have my ears open. Yeah. Just the opposite choices, yeah. So that would give us Rika's ending. But as far as I can see, there's also a bad ending. That you do the same choices as for Rika, but then you choose not to accept her at the end. I don't know if that's worth it, because I don't know if I want to see something worse than this. I don't know if I don't need a guide. I think I do. But question, for the mysteries, I still have to do the right choices, no? Bad ending is very, very not worth. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. So we just do Rika's stuff. Yeah. Right. Okay, let's try to start a new one.
私が欲したものは決して手に入らない。
I see now. I understand the beginning much better. It's less cryptic now. Oh, hey, thank you.
約束からつまびいた聖母祭での伴奏。でも私は彼女の期待に応えられるだろうか。失敗作の私が家族からの愛情を受けず、母に呪いを受け、何もつかむことができない私。
I don't know, can I skip these? Because we've read it before. And then it's really slow.
この一時だけアングレカムの花言葉を私に。
Control, okay. Alright. Okay, fine. We let that play out. But from here on out, I guess I should skip, and it should only skip what we've already read, right? So it should stop when we find something new. Correct? I think it's like a setting somewhere. Read, skip. Yeah, and versus all skip. We just skip the red, right? Okay. Okay, there we are.
そう祖父か
Okay, there's Rika.
気がつそうだという言葉から
Okay, so we can skip these two. Okay, right, because these are very slow. Where is that first choice, my lord? Ah, here. Ah, so it also points out... Ah! Great, it points out what choice you made before, which is fantastic because my memory sucks. Right, but what was this choice about? I can't tell from the text, it's fine.
でもこれってぶしつけじゃないかしら
I see. I see now what you mean, Chitarin. My hand is still outstretched as the thought suddenly occurs to me.
親切とはいえ許可を取らずに髪を
Ah, it's because of the hair, I remember now. Okay.
よりも家族の領分のような気もするし
If someone I didn't know touched my hair, I probably wouldn't like it. If it were out of kindness, I would be happy, but I can't really say what is right, since I have little experience interacting with people other than my family. In that case... I am lost in thought, my hand still outstretched. The girl with the chestnut hair turns around and looks at me with questioning eyes. No.
桜の人
It's the girl from last night, when I had made a fool of myself. Her name was...
あなたは確か昨日の白羽さんだったね。何を
Perhaps out of habit, she runs her hand through her hair, and the cherry blossom petal flutters to the ground. Spotting the petal on the floor, she nods in comprehension.
花びらがついていたのを取ってくれようとしたんだね。ありがとう。
Seeing her cheerful smile, I feel my chest tighten for some reason. What on earth?
気を使ってもらって悪いね。昨日も挨拶したけれど、もう一度。
Okay, now we can skip again. So that was the different part. Good. Feeling the glare behind the glasses intensify, I stay silent. I'm about to try and resolve the misunderstanding, but... Her silent, angry figure brings back memories from my past. Even though it was so many years ago, I still...
そう目くじらを立てないでほしいな。ほら、白羽さんが怯えているじゃないか。
私はその
In a sudden turn of events, the girl gets flustered and shakes her braided pigtails, then turns to me and gives me a remorseful bow.
ごめんなさいそんなに強く言うつもりはなかったの
Did I?
いえ
Okay. Sorry.
さあさあ、素直なことは美徳だよ。
あなたね
I bow in apology to the girl who seems to be considering the words I've said. Okay, we can skip from here. Nice.
以前今にな私
Skip, 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 skip. Man, it feels like it's been forever since I've had to do this. Ah, little Buster's memories of skipping. Okay, I have a feeling the important thing is how I should answer Ichigo's question, or rather what would be the better answer. Respond with what you think she wants to hear, answer honestly. So now we need to answer honestly. My conscience tells me that I ought to be honest.
うちはその
Ah, about the
普通に仏
religion
教だと
thing,
思
yeah.
うけど
We did have a Buddhist altar.
そうなんだこ こういう学校に来る人はみんなキリスト教の人なんだと思ってたよ。ねえリンゴ。入学式でみんな聖歌歌っていたですしね。そうそう、あの時まずいって思ったんだ。私たちも歌わなくちゃいけないのかなって。でも全然知らないしさ。
それで
I now understand why they'd asked me. I too had wondered whether everyone else at the school would be Christian since it is a missionary school.
スオちゃんも違うならみんなそうだから入ったってわけじゃないのかな。
どうなのでしょう。
Our sample size is only 3 people, but I hesitate to say so. Okay. Right, I see Ichigo return to her seat upon Sister Basket's command. My mind is still spinning, so I... it's about the introduction. Play it safe. Let's see. I need to execute this flawlessly.
まだ最初だもの。無難でいいじゃない。
Flawless in Suo's conception. I don't know what that is. Oh, I can do next. Ah, okay, I see it. We can try it. It's not a problem. Sorry, I keep right-clicking for the menu, but I don't need that. Yeah, so I'll make a save. Alright. Let's read what she does here, and then we'll try it. Better to play it safe at the beginning. Having made my decision, I rise at Sister Basket's command, trying to calm my racing heart.
私は白羽スオです。趣味は映画鑑賞で、よろしく。
It's going well when...
お願いします。
Now...
やってしまった。
She's me, stumbling on words. Yeah, I feel her. Right at the very end, I mess up. My face pales and I look fearfully around the class.
あれ
No one, not even Ichigo, is laughing. Absolutely flawless. Yes. That's it.
はい。それでは次の方。
Yeah, you were too much in your head, girl. Being brushed off is painful too. The self-introductions continue as I hold my head in shame, and soon familiar faces begin introducing themselves. Okay. No, look, this works. I click next, then we're at the next choice. I don't remember what they are about, so whatever. The question is unexpected. It suits you, it would suit any girl. Okay, so we do it would suit any girl.
女性なら誰でも似合うんじゃないかな。
I answer.
女の子ならって、そうかな。
Oh, sorry about that, Chidorin. Maybe they fixed the bug in the meantime. I had tried to give a safe answer, but ended up saying something meaningless.
映画とかでしか見たことないけど、思いっきり体のラインが出そうだし、太っている子とかきつそうじゃない？
そうかもしれないね。
あと、体が硬い子は大変そうだな。私は意外と柔らかいから大丈夫かもだけど。
I'm tall in stature and as a result proportionally a bit heavy. Plus, I'm not very flexible and I can barely bend or stretch.
後でレオタードの寸法合わせするのかな。楽しみだね、スオちゃん。
Once she finishes going over the general outline of the class, the Sister Basket announces, okay, we are back on track, so let's do next. Ah, right, so... Right. When I was a child, I would always follow orders without complaint, so we need to do the opposites. We were a rebellious child. Disagree everything, okay. If I answer without thinking things through, it might be fair. Okay, next. I like to daydream. Disagree. Oh, this is so hard for me. I daydream all the time. I do not care about manners. We disagree. Okay. I think about or have tried dressing as the opposite sex. I had already disagreed with this one, so we disagree. I see that this lights up a little bit when I make a choice. Interesting. I have received neurological or psychiatric treatment. Okay, we keep disagreeing. I have a strange feeling. I have had a strange feeling that I was not myself. Okay. Okay, so I guess we are done with those. Seething with shame, I apologize and take the paper. Ask what kind of friend she wrote about wanting. Okay, so we have to just apologize and take the paper here. All I can do is take the paper and apologize.
Hi.
As I take the paper Mairi hands me, her fingers lightly brush mine. I accidentally make a noise. My ears turn red at the feel of her soft, supple fingertips.
ずいぶん詳しく書いているんだね。
I think this is mostly it. But I have a question about this next button. Does it stop at parts that we have not read? So that if, I don't know, certain scenes in between choices are different because of the previous choices, do we get to read them? Or does it just go from one choice to another? Because then I don't know. It won't skip anything new. Okay, that's great. So then...
違うんだ。
Ah!
白羽さんは真面目だなって思ってね。
So it looks like we actually haven't read this.
これから付き合う人なんだから、もっと真剣にやらなくちゃダメだよね。
She uses her pencil to point at my answers, which are 2 to 3 lines each, and smiles wryly.
うん。もう少し考えてみよう。ありがとね、白羽さん。
She smiles kindly at me, and the only thing I can say is okay. Alright, okay, yeah, so we've tested that in action. That's great. So, we gotta choose who we want, and we choose Rika this time. Her serious and caring image comes to mind.
初めて話しかけてくれたのが花火師さんだものね。
Miss Sur Printemps. Okay, that is something that we already read. Yeah, she was gonna be called in. Rika fiddles with the handrail on the old stairs as she asks me, and I tell her I was surprised, confess the truth. We tell her we were surprised.
驚いてしまって。
That's all I could come back with. For some reason, Rika puts her hand to her chest and lets out a deep sigh.
そうよかった。
はい。
ああ、違うの。ただ変な子だとか思われていたのかと思って。
そんなことないです。ただ夜で暗かったし。
そうよね。暗がりで急に話しかけられたらお化け。
Ah, there's a new scene where you answer agree to everything. Okay, that's alright.
花火師さん？
First time upon chat request, I did the test as if it were about me. So some questions had a disagree answer to them. That's why. Give me a second to get some water. She suddenly makes a face as though she'd eaten something bitter and rubs her brow.
それはともかくとして失礼がなかったのならよかったわ。それじゃあ向かいましょうか。
I ask where to, and she says to the meeting place. She holds out her hand.
これからどうしようかな。
あら、白羽さんじゃないかしら。
I turn around to where the unexpected voice is coming from. A person wearing a habit with her back to the campus.
やっぱりそうだわ。こんにちは、白羽さん。
I don't know when she got so close, but Sister Basket is smiling gently next to me.
はい。
For some reason, I only feel a certain negative feeling around Sister Basket. Plus,
こんなところを見られたくなかった。
I wickedly returned her greeting as I hadn't wanted anyone to see me, who had been unable to say anything to the upperclassmen meant to give me a tour, wandering around killing time. Okay.
もう施設の案内は済んだのかしら。随分と早いのね。
Yeah, about that. She messed it up.
はい。要所だけを教えてもらいましたので。
Ooh, are we lying?
そうなの。確かにクラブハウスの場所が分かりにくいだけで、図書室やレッスン室は目につきやすい場所にあるからすぐに分かるわよね。
はい。
Since I couldn't just loiter around while killing time, I had used the opportunity to check out the places on campus I'd probably be using from here on out.
図書室にはもっといたかったな。
A calm, dusky space filled with the unique smell of old books. It was my dream library, spacious with books stacked nearly to the ceiling. But
他の子の案内を邪魔するのも悪かったし。
何か言ったかしら？
いえ、
the library and lesson room, as well as other multipurpose rooms, would obviously be part of the tour, so there would be other classmates there. I couldn't just sit there by myself and look around for hours on end.
もう行ってもいいのかしら。
The silence stretches on. I begin to feel uncomfortable. Sister Basket is looking at me with a troubled expression for some reason. Unable to bear the silence any longer, I wonder if she is waiting for me to leave. Then,
どう？この学院は気に入ったかしら？
はい。お花に囲まれたいい学院ですよね。
そうよね。私もお手入れをするのを手伝っているのよ。
is that so? I ask, nodding. The silence strikes again.
そうだわ。
I think up a topic of common interest and ask Sister Basket, who smiles at me, about it.
アミティエの専攻はもう済んでいるのですか？
いいえ、そのことなのだけれど。
こういうのって漏らしちゃいけない事柄じゃないの？
Had I thought more about it, I probably could have figured that out. Dispirited at having failed at picking a topic, I nearly let out a deep sigh.
私は専攻する係ではないから知らないの。でも、あと1時間くらいで済むんじゃないかしら。
そうですか。
何か心配事があるようね。
いえ、そういうわけでは。
そうね。当ててみましょうか。白羽さんが心配しているのは友達ができるかどうか。違うかしら。
She hits the nail on the head.
なんでわかったのだろう。
Taken aback, I stare at Sister Basket's triumphant face.
こう見えても教師であり修道女よ。国会で人の悩みには精通しているの。
Is that so? I ask, my eyes growing wide. Sister Basket looks at me triumphantly for a moment, then
嘘よ、嘘。
she says that, breaking into a smile.
それって。
初めて遠く離れた地で一人暮らしをする女の子の心配事はだいたい決まっているの。それはこれからの生活のこと。特に初めての出会い。白羽さんはアミティエの話を尋ねてきたでしょ。だから友達が作れるかどうかを悩んでいるな。
But that way, it was an easy guess. Much easier to figure out than my favorite mystery novels. But
わかりやすい表情になっていたんだわ。
she probably guessed not only from my words, but also by my facial expression. I rubbed my forward brow with my fingers to help pick myself back up.
でも心配することはないわ。白羽さんは素直そうだし美人だもの。きっとみんな友達になりたがるはずよ。
Flattery again. This disconcerts me, but if I show it in my face or words, I'll fetch her concern again.
ありがとうございます。バスキア教諭にそう言ってもらえるなんて嬉しいです。
That sounds so unlike her.
でも本当に綺麗よ。私はここに長く勤めているけれど、白羽さんのような雰囲気を持った美人を受け持ったことがないわ。黒髪も
A mysterious beauty. Okay.
嘘。
The words of my grandfather come to mind. He would say that my hair was black as the feathers of a wet crow. The feathers of a wet crow? Why does it have to be wet? I knew he meant it in a good way. But I hated it as much as if I'd been told it was a dismal color. Then...
バスキア教諭の方がお綺麗です。
あら、そう、ありがとう。
Sue is so cute at the beginning of the novel, she is. It's not like she stops being cute, it's just that she made certain poor decisions by being too much inside her own head. Her white skin turns crimson and she touches her bangs bashfully. Her head is covered by a veil, so only her bangs are visible, but her hair is smooth and blonde. Her hair must be quite a sight without the veil on.
私の暗い髪とは大違いだわ。
白羽さん
I tried to hide my gloomy expression, but I guess it's shown anyway, since Sister Basket is looking at me with concern.
何か言わなくちゃ。
You don't water your crows. Not personally, no. I guess the sky takes care to water them from time to time. I must say something right to finish this, just as I'm about to open my mouth.
そうだわ。
Wow, this is a long scene. What the heck? She clasps her hands over her chest, which I can tell is large even under her robes, and beams like the sun.
早く案内が済んだのなら、これからお手伝いを頼めないかしら。
お手伝いですか？
そう、そんなに時間は取らせないから。ダメかしら。
Honestly, I have negative feelings toward her, and we don't really connect. However,
ネズミの気持ちではチーズしか得られない。大きい獲物を得ようとするなら狼の気持ちになれってセリフもあるし。
yeah, it's interesting to see this side of her as well. I recall the line from my favorite movie, Anchors Away. I turn to Sister Basket and with a small nod I whisper,
お手伝いします。
That is what I said. Okay. If you feel like a mouse, you'll be looking for cheese, and that's what you'll get. But if you feel like a wolf, nothing can go wrong. You're in control, or so I thought. Okay, so this is like about self-fulfilling prophecies, something along those lines. Sister Basket has brought me to a greenhouse. The greenhouse is nearly the size of a gym, made of glass and surrounded by greenery on all sides. There are all kinds of flowers here, from familiar decorative plants to ones with strange leaves that I had never seen before. The vibrantly colored flowers in full bloom bring the tropics to mind, making me think the word greenhouse shown on the pamphlet was somehow wrong. It was worth drawing on that movie quote to make myself come here. And now even more so.
白羽さんも捕まったんだ。
When I see her smiling at me, her hands covered in dirt.
ネズミじゃなく狼だわ。
How must this sound to someone just hearing that completely out of context? Sure, you're a wolf, so... I whisper.
何が狼だって？
Mairi gives me a blank look, a potted plant in her hands. Surprised that she heard me, I look back and forth between her and Sister Basket in embarrassment.
まさかダリア先生が送り狼。
See? Like, so easy to misinterpret.
何ですか？その面用な言葉は。
ああ、冗談ですよ。ねえ、白羽さん。
Now everyone is in on the misunderstanding game, okay? She grins at me and in a panic, I tell Sister Basket, who is cocking her head.
あまりに見事な植物園だったので、神に祈りを捧げる言葉が出てしまって。
Oh Lord, Mayuri offers up a potted plant! I don't know if she is convinced by my strained excuse, but she nods to the two of us. Mayuri winks at me, then places the potted plant she is holding into a neat row.
鉢植えの移動は済みましたけど、これで用向きは終わりですか？
She asks.
いいえ、もう一仕事骨を折ってもらいたいのです。
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, likely.
骨折って。
Sister Basket points to some large pots, about the same number of pots as the ones already lined up.
植え替えをやるのね。
Man, first day, can't catch a break, just like, now you're in the greenhouse and you're repotting plants. That's a clumsy version for Sue. Yeah, that's a very good take. Spot on. I am able to guess this from my experience helping my grandfather care for his bonsai trees. Oh, that's cute.
もしかしてそこの新しい鉢植えに移し替えるんですか？何のために？まさか前の鉢植えのデザインが気に入らないから模様替えとかじゃないですよね。
そうじゃないの。高坂さんに運んできてもらった鉢植え、そこに根が出てしまっているでしょ。それは根詰まりといって、根が鉢いっぱいに広がってそこから出てきてしまったものなの。そうなってしまうと鉢の中の空気が少なくなってひどくなると枯れてしまうのよ。
そうなんですか。空気が。
Mary picks up the pot again and scrutinizes the
お
bottom.
花のお手入れとかしたことがないのかな。
With her gentle European appearance, growing flowers for a hobby would suit her.
白羽さんは知っていた？私根詰まりとかって言葉初めて聞いたよ。
ええ、聞いたことあるわ。
そうなんだ。大したものだね。でも白羽さんなら知っていてもおかしくないかも。バラ園とかでそそとしてガーデニングをしている雰囲気だし。
そうかな。
そうそう。バラとか派手で綺麗な花が似合うよ。
手伝っていたのは松とか梅とかの盆栽なのだけど。
I nearly hang my head at the gap between Mayuri's image of me and the real me, but...
白羽さんはご自宅で植物を育てたことがあるのかしら。
I mean, this whole long scene is worth it because Mayuri's here. She makes everything cute. I raise my head at Sister Basket's question and nod yes.
春先は気温も最適ですし、根の生育がいい時期なので、この時期は祖父と一緒に植え替えのお手伝いをしていました。
そう、詳しいようだし任せても大丈夫ね。
任せるって。
必要な肥料はそちらにあるから植え替えをお願いできるかしら。
Sister Basket is pointing to big sacks stuffed with fertilizer which are stacked in a pile. No, that's not the issue.
なりきり。
やっぱり私も残って指導した方がいいかしら。
How nice of you. You just like picked up the two girls who barely even know the surroundings and where they are on their very first day, and they're like, okay, do this for me, I'm gonna go, bye bye. Hearing I will be all alone with Mayuri, my idol, a flush works its way up my neck, but I don't want them to think I am strange, so I look down and blink hard. These plants aren't vulnerable to drainage, are they? I ask.
特別排水性の良い土を好むだとかではない植物だから基本的な用途で大丈夫よ。
専門用語ばかりでちんぷんかんぷんだ。すごいな。
Finding the akadama soil I've used before, I glance sideways at Mairi, who's watching me admiringly, and tell her to leave it to me. Okay. Oh, that was cute. But yeah, now I'm noticing more and more
これでいいかな。
little things that Suo thinks one way, but then expresses on the outside in a different way to kind of like hide her real thoughts. It's not necessarily anything negative, but I wonder if that is gonna snowball into something more later on. We've never considered the idea that Dahlia is just a girl who doesn't know where she is and what she's doing. To be fair, no, I had not. But that would make a lot of sense for a lot of things.
でも根についている土はあまり払わずにそのまま植えた方がいいわ。
そうなんだ。
Mairi wipes up sweat with her work gloves.
会話が続いているなんて進歩だわ。
We're only saying what is necessary, but since making friends is the critical issue for me, that I'm able to hold a conversation with a girl my age has a grin threatening to break out on my face.
昨夜逃げ出したことを考えると頑張っているわよね。
I encourage myself, then once again suggest that we change out the plants with a ratio of 6 parts akadama soil and 4 parts leaf mulch. Okay then, I should take notes.
了解。なんだか科学の実験みたいで楽しいね。
そう？土いじりとか嫌じゃない？手汚れるし。
別に平気かな。こういう作業好きなんだ。自分で作ってそれが形になるとか楽しいよ。
そう。
She's more boyish than I'd thought, I think with a smile. A type of girl I had never met before.
白羽さんはあんまり好きじゃない？
私は
I'd helped my grandfather, but now I wonder.
嫌いじゃないかも。
さあ、さっきも言ったけれど何かを作るってことが好きで、家では日曜大工の真似事とかしていたんだ。
Oh, interesting.
だからこの学院を見た時すごく興奮したよ。階段一つ取っても一生凝らしていてかっこいいよね。
Oh, I don't think we got any glimpse at that part of Mairi in the first playthrough. That's cool.
エントランスの階段も凝っていたよね。
Which makes the ending even sadder, because if she admired this place so much and she just left and like, okay. I'll stop that rabbit hole right there. I don't want to spiral down into it.
そうそう。ああいう昔を感じさせる建築物って感動するよ。実はエントランスの作りをもう一度見たかったから上級生に頼んでよく使う施設だけ案内してもらったんだ。それで早く戻って階段や吹き抜けの作りを見ていたら。
So Sister Basquiat poaches the fresh blood that's just, you know, loitering around. Got it.
バスキア教諭に頼まれた？
捕まったのさ。まあこっちも興味があったからよかったんだけどね。
Finishing up the last of the potted plants, she pushes back her bangs, wipes her brow, and then stretches. I can clearly see her white neck flushed red, and for some reason my heart skips a beat.
とりあえずこれで終わりだけど、どうする？ダリア先生を待っていようか？
She never specifically told us to wait, so...
そろそろアミティエ専攻も終わる頃だし、その汗を拭きたいかなって。
The all-glass room is stuffy and hotter than outside. I want to wipe my sweat before going to the lecture hall.
確かにここ暑いしね。それに軍手で額を拭いていたから前髪崩れてるかも。
She takes off the gloves and runs a hand through her bangs, which shimmer slightly in the sunlight. I hurriedly touch my own hair.
私、おかしくないですか？
全然。白羽さんの髪、太陽の光を受けると紫色っぽくなるんだね。いいな。すごく綺麗。
私は高坂さんの髪の方が綺麗だと思うけど。
She's probably just flattering me, but I tell her my true feelings in return. Her eyes widen in surprise, then she scratches her cheek bashfully.
ありがとう。私、猫っ毛で色素が薄いから染めて見えるでしょ。だから、あんまり自分の髪が好きじゃなかったんだけど、褒めてくれて嬉しいよ。
Classic case. We all have insecurities about something, at least one thing. And from the outside, it would be like, what? Why would you think that about yourself? So, keep that in mind next time you're saying bad stuff about yourself. It's probably not that bad. It's probably just a huge portion of it. It might just be in your mind. The way she mutters and averts her eyes is adorable, and I find myself at a loss for words. Then she looks up.
それじゃあレストルームに行こうか。髪型を直さなきゃだし、女の子だものね。
That's why you water your crows, so they could have that nice purple shimmer under. Oh, that's true. I mean, even when they're not wet, they do have like an iridescent layer on their feathers, and in the sunlight it shimmers nicely. I say that because as I walk from where I live to various places, I go along a river and there's plenty of crows all the time. So we see quite a few of them. Very often. Alright. She says with a mischievous look. I respond with a nod, still unable to speak. Okay. Cute. I see. So now, see, before I was with the cursor on the next button and I just kept clicking it and it was just going from line to line to line. But now it's being highlighted yellow, so I guess that means we've read this and now we can just skip, right? No. We skipped a little bit, but now we're at the point that it's new. Okay. So it's been 1 week since the entrance ceremony. In these 7 days, I've done morning prayer, taken okay, no, but this we've read. This is confusing. It was just 1 line? Okay, great. Okay. So, we're back at making choices. Could you comb it for me? I guess we say now that we are too embarrassed. It can get a bit buggy. Yeah, it's alright. At Mayuri's request.
それって髪に触れることになるのよね。
Seeing her auburn hair shining like wheat under the sunlight, I suddenly get nervous.
一度もしたことないし。
At the school I'd briefly attended before, girls who were close would comb and braid each other's hair. I was envious. No, it was more a kind of fear.
お互いに溶かし合っていたし。
I don't mind touching someone else's hair, but I hate people touching my hair. It makes me nervous. My hair, which my grandfather would teasingly say was blacker than a wet crow, is just long and black. Black as the veil of night. I knew he meant those words as a compliment. I have a complex about my hair though, and just imagining someone touching it makes me nervous.
白羽さん？
その、私。
The day is warm, but in this moment of silence I can feel the air go cold.
白羽さんは櫛を持ってきてないのよ。まあ農作業に持ってくるものじゃなし。
Rika says, taking a comb from her pocket and turning around.
手ぐしで構わないのに。
白羽さんはお嬢様なのよ。さっきも言ったけど、私たちとは感覚が違うの。
All right, she says as she turns around.
ほら、動かないの。
くすぐったくてさ。
They chat like sisters as Rika fixes Mayuri's hair swiftly, almost like magic.
いいわ。
I think touching the comb tucked away in my skirt pocket. I should have been nervous, but I watch Rika comb Mayuri's hair with a feeling like I'm the one being groomed. Okay. Mayuri's hair clings gently to Rika's hand as she combs through it. I am fascinated by how good it feels just to watch.
これでいいでしょ。
もう終わり？気持ちよかったんだけどな。
それなら朝拭いてあげるわよ。私の髪を拭いてくれたらね。
契約成立だ。
Mary says playfully, thanking Rika with a smile. Just as I had thought before morning assembly, her carefree smile brightens the room like magic. Okay, this seems like we can skip. Alright, there we are. So... it's about making a promise to Ichigo and then we have to take it back, right? Rika is right. I forget what Rika was saying, but I guess that's the choice. She said to give it to her straight.
いちごさん笑ってるし。
She looks as though she's enjoying seeing me put on the spot. I offended her, didn't I?
やっぱり花火師さんの意見が正しいと思うわ。
そうよね。約束を放課後ちゃんとかけるまでシスターのお小言を聞かされるんだよ。
約束はごめんなさい。でも打ち合わせなら休み時間でもできると思うし。
そっか、それじゃあしょうがないか。また誘いに来るね。
I feel so bad though. I watched her start to trudge off despondently. Yeah, it makes me sad. I tried to call out, but find I can't say or do anything except watch her leave in silence. Sadness. Which one do we prefer, Scarlet or Melanie? It seems on this route we prefer Melanie. As a main character in a novel, a mover like Scarlet is better, but...
私はメラニーかな。
I think about it in real life. I would have to give it to the kind and admirable Melanie. She seems like she would be my friend.
そうか、残念。白羽さんは私より立花の方が好みなんだね。自由で奔放なスカーレット、優しく真面目なメラニー。私と立花を比べてるみたいだなと思ってさ。
When she says this... Yeah, except Melanie would never have done what Rika did. But I guess we've moved on from that. My cheeks turned red. Never mind me, this must be troubling for Rika, I think, as I peer at her face.
何を言っているのよ。まったくまゆりさんにも困ったものだわ。何でも恋愛ごとに結びつけて。
Seeing someone even more flustered than myself gives me some composure.
この話はここで。
I tell Mayuri. I am happy that perhaps because of the atmosphere of the library, I am able to speak calmly with my MTA partners and not get too worked up. Okay, next. She urges me to get in the same position Ichigo was in. Protest that you're too inflexible. Yeah, I remember that's what we did last time. And now we have to obediently do what we're asked. Ay, 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 ay.
はい。
I don't know how this is gonna go. There's no way I can refuse in front of all these watching eyes, so I plop down onto the floor. I feel a burning sensation as I spread out my legs.
さすがクラス1の長身。足が長い。
恥ずかしいこと言わないで。
Since we're in the middle of a lesson, Ringo's whisper travels through the quiet of the room and giggles follow it.
からかってはいけませんよ。初めはできなくて当たり前なのですから。さあ、かがんでみて。
はい。
Red-faced, I bend my torso forward. My face gradually approaches the floor until I can't go any farther, at which point I look up at Sister Basket.
もう始めていいのですよ。
Oh god. Oh god.
これが精一杯なんですけど。はい？え？
We say it at the same time, and as though time has stopped, we gaze at one another for a long moment. I am so stressed out. What the heck? Ichigo's outburst makes the whole class burst into laughter, and I cover the fire rising in my face with my hands. Okay, whatever that was. So a feminine scent accompanies Ichigo as she comes back halfway through changing, and I draw back in a hurry, my face flushing even redder. Right, so she has issues with changing in front of people, but here we're gonna hide that away and say something else. Which is, I'm feeling down about being bad at ballet. Okay. I can't tell her that I am embarrassed to see other girls naked.
バレエの授業がうまくいかなくて反省してたんです。
I say.
ああ、だから離れてじっとして。でも私的には仕方ないと思う。だってまだ始まったばかりだし。今うまくできたできないは要領がいいかそうじゃないかじゃないでしょ。
そうなのかな。
そうだよ。今上手にやれてるのって経験者のりっちゃんとかもともと踊りをやってた人でしょ。経験してないスオちゃんとか私とかはまだ悩む段階じゃないと思う。
Maybe it's rude, but I think this is unlike Ichigo. But I smile faintly and agree with her positive outlook.
そうだよ。落ち込むのは進み具合とかじゃなくリンゴの方が上手だってこと。
Even though I stay after class and ask questions and stuff, mumbles Ichigo as I hand her a towel.
そろそろ着替えないとまずいわよ。
Alright, skip. Well, I don't know what this is about, but we say that it's our mistake. Okay.
何？白羽さん。盗難だとか疑わないで。先輩たちの言う通り、私が間違えているのかもしれないし。何度かまゆりさんと一緒に伺ったけど、白羽さんの仕事ぶりを見た限りでは考えづらいわ。
Is it this about the missing books?
それに話し方からすると、
Yeah.
亡くなったのは
Yeah.
一冊だけじゃないのでしょ。そうだけど、一度のミスなら人間だしするかもしれないけど、そう何度も起こるミスではないと思う。
Rika is brooding. Everyone had been having so much fun planning the birthday party, but I put a damper on the whole thing. I'm wondering what to say when...
まあここでは注意事項ってことで一つ収めようじゃないか。ついめんどくさくて無断で借りた人は図書室の返却口に返しておけばいいってことで。
それじゃあ
悪意でなくついってこともあるし、例えば1号あたりは全然意識しないでやりそうだしね。
急に降ってきてそれ
She breaks the tension in the air and I feel a sense of relief. Okie dokie. What kind of punishment do you think it will be? A heated one-on-one lessons? It will probably just be regular practice. Okay, regular practice then. I'm suddenly dragged into the conversation.
罰とは言っても普通の補習授業じゃないかしら。
I answer.
そうなのかな。でもあの絵には意味ありげだったよ。
笑っていたのは冗談よ。それに冗談じゃないとしたら、
本当の意味で冗談じゃない。
まあ。
スオちゃん、ユリと同じくバレエの授業苦手だものね。
I do get the strong feeling that it wasn't a joke.
そもそもバレエの授業自体慣れていないのに。
Feeling gloomy, I turn my eyes towards Sister Basket, who's discussing the date of the test. The dreaded test. Okay, she pries at the book in my hands, shout that it's not what she thinks. Okay.
違うの。
I shout that in panic.
おお、いきなり叫んでびっくりするよ。
I'm persuaded as you're just as bad as as you. I see.
あのね、これは手に持ってる英字の本？
My face turns red as she gazes at the copy of Wuthering Heights in my hands. I frantically wave the book around, telling her again that it's not what it seems.
これはリッカさんが。
yeah, I see.
ああ、下の段って委員長のベッドだよね。本がいっぱい積まれてたってことは、スオちゃんが貸してあげたの？
そうじゃなくて。
The more questions I am asked, the less clearly I am able to think, and my mind starts to go blank.
それじゃあ、何をそんなに焦って。
焦ってなんか、この嵐が丘を見つけて。
Wuthering Heights. Ichigo repeats my words back to me clearly.
それって盗まれたってやつだよね。
Instead of calming down, her question sends a strong wave of remorse surging through me. Alright, morning arrives. I look around the classroom and breathe a small sigh.
やっぱりこうなってしまうのね。
Up until now, people would gather around Rika before morning prayers due to her good qualities and role as a class president. However, there's no one around her now. Perhaps that's why the air around her has gotten so thick.
私と同じだわ。
How can I talk to her? How can I face her? The situation is starting to look like what I experienced at my old school. Because connecting with others is uncomfortable, you don't want to interact with anyone. Your attitude hardens.
やっぱり私がどうにかしないと。
My eyes meet Rika's for a split second, but I quickly avert my gaze. I've decided to help clear the misunderstanding surrounding my métier partner. Nevertheless,
どうやって犯人を見つけたらいいだろう。
I rack my brain in an empty hallway after class. During break time and lunch, I've been thinking of how to gather evidence to pinpoint the culprit.
気
However,
ばかり流行って何も思いつかないし。
taking a deep breath, I press a hand to my forehead and think hard.
大体警察や探偵じゃないんだから、ノウハウとかあるわけじゃなし。探偵？
Something clicks in my mind before I say the word aloud. That's it.
自分がどうするかじゃなく、私が好きな探偵小説ならどうするかを考えればいいのよ。
When I was alone, I would play a game of make-believe with myself. I enjoyed pretending to be my favorite characters and thinking about what they would do.
探偵ならどうするか。
If I were a detective in a movie or a novel,
まずは事件現場ね。
thinking that the detective would surely say to return to the scene of the crime, I head back to the dormitory. You smell danger? Oh no.
さて、来てみたはいいけれど。
I move toward Rikat's bed, where the books had been, and stand there motionless.
指紋採取とかできるわけもなし。
If this were a movie, I would take a strand of hair from her bed and run a DNA test. But I obviously don't have access to such technology. What would that give you anyway? It would give you a sign that likely she sleeps in that bed because there's a strand of hair left behind. Like, what? So,
とりあえずベッドの下とかを探ればいいのかしら。
my grandfather taught me that people hide secrets beneath their beds and that I shouldn't disturb them. So I shouldn't, but then again...
抵抗があるわね。
Naturally, I'm reluctant to invade someone's privacy. Plus, there's probably no private space I would want someone touching less than my bed. Because it's cool, therefore worth it. Yeah.
どうしよう。
I reach my hand out and pull it back. Conflicted, I repeat emotions a few times until...
何をしているの？
I jump, hearing an unexpected voice over my shoulder. Timidly, I turn around to see...
花火さん。
She somehow managed to sneak up on me and now stands with her hands on her hips as she scrutinizes me with her eyes.
私は何をしているのと聞いているのだけど。もしかして私のベッドに何か置こうとしていたのかしら？
Ay, ay, ay. She smiles blankly and I shake my head vigorously. Her face still a mask of suspicion. She turns her attention to my clenched fist.
何も持ってないよね。
I should just say it. She'll probably just tell me to mind my own business.
私、
怒っているわけじゃないの。何か用があったのなら話して。
My face reddens and my throat dries up at her rigid tone of voice. Shirahane-san. Her tone is sharp.
私、犯人を探しているの。
Wow, for once she's being forthcoming. I feel like we've mostly heard her, like, lace the truth with little white lies so far.
犯人？それって。
図書の紛失をリッカさんのせいにした人。私、リッカさんが犯人だなんて思っていないから。
My faint words gradually become a shout. Unable to control my emotions, my hands begin to shake as my entire face turns red. Rika, who remained firm against my words, blinks at last and takes a few steps toward me. I shrink back as she raises her hand, thinking she's about to hit me. What? Then, I feel my hand being squeezed and raise my head.
嬉しい。嬉しいわ。白羽さんに犯人じゃないって言ってもらえて。
The hand squeezing mine is warm, and her cheeks are flushed as well. Seeing Rika break into a smile, a warm glow of happiness fills my chest.
言ってよかった。
あの時、お茶会できっぱり私じゃないって言ったけど、本当は不安だったの。みんな信じてくれないんじゃないかって。教室では昨日の今日だからってこともあるだろうけど、話しかけられなかったし。
そうだったの。
As I listen to this unexpected confession, I realize that even someone as composed as Rika gets nervous.
白羽さんにも教室で目があったら避けられちゃったし。
あれは
冗談。白羽さんが目をそらすのはいつもだものね。
I respond with a bashful smile, then look down at the hand she's squeezing.
でも本当に心強いわ。やってないって言ってくれてありがとうね。
She smiles faintly and she looks so fragile that I find myself wanting to hug her. I begin to sweat as I become all too aware of her hand.
手を離してくださいなんて言ったら。
She'd surely take it the wrong way, I think, as I regard her troubled expression questioningly.
白羽さん、犯人を探しているって言っていたわよね。
ええ、そうだけど。
その犯人探しなんだけど、私も一緒に探していいかしら。だって私の無実のためにしてくれていることなんでしょ。それなのに私自身が何もしない。
She squeezes my hand even tighter. I understand just how determined she is to do this.
一緒に探しましょう花火師さん。
I say.
ありがとう。
She does a little jump for joy while still clasping my hand, and I stumble forward. When she finally stops waving her arms around, she asks what we should do.
まずは自室を調べようとしたのだけど。
I glance around, but if there had been anything amiss, then I'm sure I'd have noticed it right away. I tell her as much, my shoulders slumping.
ここには何もないだろうし、まずは図書室に行って紛失していた本を調べてみようと思う。
なるほど。なんだか刑事になったみたいね。
I realize with some embarrassment that she's thinking exactly like me.
それじゃあ行きましょう。
ええ、花火師さん。
She finally lets go of my hand as I say this and stares at me with a disapproving expression. Bewildered, I cock my head.
さっきまでは名前で呼んでくれていたのに。リッカさんが犯人だなんて思っていないからって。
Since I think of her with her first name, I must have blurted it out in my excitement. Red-faced, I apologized.
リッカって呼んでくれて嬉しかったのに。
Ah, I guess in a way. Yeah. Unable to hear her muttered words, I lean in closer then.
さあ、操作開始よ。
Rika's blushing for some reason as she takes my hand again. The library is empty. Our footsteps are the only sound as they echo through the dim space.
誰もいない。図書委員の人は何をやっているのかしら。貸し出しの時間が過ぎたら帰っていいことになっているから。
Oh, really? Rika whispers, but she doesn't seem convinced.
私は貸し出しの時間が過ぎても居座っているけど、他の図書委員さんは貸し出し時間の午後5時が過ぎたら帰ってしまうみたいなの。
I answer.
そうだったの。スオさんがいる時間にしか借りに来なかったから、閉校時間になるまで残っているものだと思っていたわ。
I go behind the desk and search the shelf as we speak.
それは何があるかわからないから、まだ返却していなかったのよ。
I take out a pile of books and place them on the table. They are the missing books. Seeing the very books that were used to frame her, Rika frowns and glares at them. I take a book in hand and say what's been on my mind since we left the dorm.
この本から犯人を特定しようと思っているの。え、特定ってそんなことできるの？あ、そうか、そうね。本に貸し出し人の名前が書いてあればわかるわよね。実はそう思って紛失扱いになっていた本の最後の貸し出し人の名前は調べておいたの。でも共通する名前はなかったわ。
Rika looks down, disappointed that she was off the mark.
本当に探してくれていたのね。嬉しいわ。
She thanks me with a smile.
だから今度は別のアプローチの仕方をしようと思って。アプローチ？
From among the 10 missing books, I take the one called The Life of Mary Magdalene and touch the cover. mm.
本の種類、亡くなった日時から借りた人物像を調べようと思うの。それだけである程度は絞れると思うし。
Rika sounds impressed as she claps her hands. Smiling back at her, I take the cards out from the book pockets and open a blank notebook so we can identify the time of disappearance and the person who took them. I shake my head despondently, putting the cards on the desk and looking at the list of borrows and returns.
10冊の本すべてでなくてもいいから共通する名前があればとは思ったけど、10冊とも同じ本を借りている人はいなかったわ。
I mean, the books disappeared without properly being checked out, right? So why would a name be on them? Anyway. Oh, Rika says with some disappointment while twirling her braids. I hurriedly tell her that there's something I've been able to figure out.
分かったことって？まず、紛失していた本を借りていた人は、10冊すべて借り出しの届けを出していなかったということ。規律を守らないなんて最低ね。そうね。それと、この10冊の本を借りた人物は、おそらく私たち新1年生だということ。本当なの？この10冊の本の最後の貸し出し日は全て新年度が始まる前、4月前に全て返却されていた。亡くなったという騒ぎになったのはここ最近だから。1年生が怪しいってことね。
Rika makes a pensive face as she fiddles with her braids, and I wonder if this is a habit she has when thinking. As class president, it must be unpleasant to hear that the culprit is a first-year student, classmate.
今話したことは私の推測よ。白羽さんの考えは正しいと思う。確かに時期的に考えると そう捉えるのが自然よね。
We've been talking with our heads together, and when I see her smile up close, I feel like it's capturing a hold of something within me. Sensing my body growing hot again, I fight back the feeling as I tell her about the other oddity I found.
それってもっと犯人が誰か絞り込めるってこと？完全に特定できるわけじゃないけど、どんな人物像なのかはわかると思う。
She draws even nearer at my words, so close that I can smell her. I ball my hands into fists, hoping it will stop me from blushing.
さっき10冊の本が貸し出されていたと言ったけれど、厳密に言うと9冊なの。え？だって10冊あるじゃないの。
Her eyes pass over the books on the desk, and so I hand her one on top of the pile, The Life of Mary Magdalene.
その本だけはこの図書室のものではなかったの。裏の想定を見ても貸し出しカードを指す場所もないし、その本が最近寄贈されたという記録もなかった。ちょっと待って、つまりこれって犯人の私物だっていうの？
As I nod, she squints at me, and the book I'm holding as though it's something strange and sinister.
一体どうして自分の本を返却本の中に紛れ込ませるような推測ならいくつか挙げられるけれど、私としてはその本から何か特定できないかなと考えているのだけど。
Rika mutters something about fingerprints, and I ask if she's serious.
さすがにそこまでは調べられないわ。私は本から人物像を固められないかなと考えたの。本からというと、マグダラのマリアを読むような人はどんなってこと？
I nod, and I motion toward all 10 titles, including the culprit's own book.
キリスト教に関連するもの4冊、教養本が2冊、近代小説が4冊。ここから考えると、ご実家はキリスト教で雑学が豊富な本好きというところかしら。
Rika murmurs, her eyes naturally fixed on me. Without panicking, I let out a sigh. I thought she would think this.
キリスト教信者ではないけれど、他は私に当てはまるのよね。私は白羽さんが犯人だなんて思っていないから。
I thank Rika, who in her fervor has squeezed my
で
hand.
も、絞り込めるかもと言っておいて、近づけなかったわ。クラスメートでキリスト教のおとなしい子はいくらでもいるし。すごい進歩よ。私一人じゃ何もできなかったし。それに1年生が怪しいってことと、佐々木さんたちのような人は犯人から除外されるということが分かっただけでも。
Rika clasps her hands with joy, and I realize how kind she is. Sorry, claps, not clasps. I keep messing those up. Right. She has forgiven the Sasaki sisters, who had suspected her of being the culprit, and even goes as far as saying she's glad they are not suspects.
リッカさんが見てで本当に良かった。
I thank my lucky stars as I stroke the cover of Wuthering Heights. Man, this is long. Are all the mysteries gonna have like fully alternate scenes and stuff? The April air is clear and pleasant, and the sunlight filters softly through the trees which bud with the young leaves of early spring. I'm sitting near the window escaping reality when a timid voice calls my name.
なんで忘れるかな。
Coming back to reality, I put my head in my hands.
ごめんなさい。私のことで迷惑をかけてしまったからよね。
Seeing her looking blue, I shake my head gently.
犯人探しをしたのは自分の意思で、試験がダメだったのは練習を怠ったせいだわ。だから花火師さんのせいじゃない。でもただ一人バレエの試験を落としてしまうなんて。
Her words wound me deeply. That's
ク
right.
ラスで私一人だけ落ちたのよね。
Yeah, definitely not. We'll do our best with what we have. The day of the test arrived with me not once having practiced my bar work since Sister Basket and Amstead. As Rika said, I'd been looking for the criminal and didn't have any time.
すっかり忘れていたなんて。
I had completely forgotten I even had practice. I sighed to myself at my habit of ignoring things I don't like. How convenient. But more than anything, I'm so inflexible that I can't hold the poses, so I probably would have failed even if I had practiced. But
私と同程度のまゆりさんは受かっていた。
Mairi, who had been at my level, passed. My failure was my own fault for not practicing. Mairi probably thinks so too. Of course, that is exactly what it is, but
私のせいで不合格になってしまっただなんて。本当にごめんなさい。
I really don't want Mairi to think poorly of me.
本当に平気よ。私が望んだことだもの。それにバスキア教諭が言っていた罰だけど。何だとおっしゃったの？再試験とバスキア教諭が抱える用向きを一つ手伝うことになっただけだから。それなら。
She moves closer and clasps my hand. This is with the two S's.
再試験のための練習とダリア先生の用向きが決まったら教えて。私も手伝うから。お願いします。
Rushed by her soft hand and serious eyes, I nod vigorously. Then,
初日に忠告をしたのを忘れたかな。
at this teasing voice, the two of us look down the hallway to see someone appearing from around the corner.
ここは女子校だ。変な噂はすぐ広まる。
Mairi says this with her hands on her hips, her tone harsh and her gaze frosty.
わかっているわよ。
My cheeks pink like flowers, I hurriedly pull my hand away. Seeing this, Mairi smiles and walks towards us.
冗談だよ。白羽さんを慰めていたんだろ。
I flinch at her words.
随分と落ち込んだ風じゃないか。まあ私との約束を保護にしたんだ。少しは沈んだ顔をしてくれないとね。
That's right. I remember she had invited me to practice ballet with her.
あれって社交辞令じゃなかったんだ。
Oh, this is so sad. We completely ignored her. After that, she hadn't said anything, so I just assumed.
ごめんなさい。私すっかり忘れていて。
忘れていたんだ。
She looks at me with scorn, and I feel like my heart is being squeezed tightly in my chest. My legs are wobbly and unreliable.
ちょっと。
冗談だよ、冗談。少し辛かっただけだって。なんだか悩んでいるみたいだし、逆に練習に付き合わせるのも悪いなって思ったから、こっちも無理して誘わなかったんだ。だから気にしてないよ。
Seeing Mairi smiling cheerfully, the tension drains from my body. Though my legs are still shaking.
性格悪いわよ。私までドキドキしちゃったじゃない。
悪い悪い。それでダリア先生の罰って何だったの？
はい、再試験と先生の用向きを一つ頼まれてほしいって。
そう。再試験は合格した私に任せてもらえばいいとして、用向きとやらも3人でやればいいか。
She says this like it's the most obvious thing in the world. I can see why she's always surrounded by people. At this all-girls school, no one could hate her refreshingly masculine persona.
それでこんな場所へ何の用？奥には職員室しかないけど。
立花を探してたんだよ。そろそろ佐々木さんたちの誕生日会の仕込みをしなきゃだろ。
Hearing this, Rika claps her hands and says, "Oh."
有志から募ったお金でケーキは用意してあるけど、他のお菓子類やお茶はどうするのかって。
お茶は私が用意するわ。お菓子類は。
It would be kind of sad to just have store-bought snacks, Rika remarks, and then, as though she had been waiting for these magic words, Mairi speaks up.
そう言うと思って、昼休みと放課後の時間を使ってパウンドケーキやクッキーを用意したよ。
すごい。大したものね。伊達にお菓子作りが趣味だって言ってないわ。
もっと褒めるといい。
Rika laughs at Mairi, who's puffing her chest out in pride. I feel like I'm one of them and it's exhilarating.
質問があるのだけど、いい？
何かな？
誕生日会でのことなんだけど、佐々木さんたちにプレゼントとかって渡さなくていいのかな？
あれ、白羽さんは聞いてなかったのか。
個別でプレゼントを渡すと再現がなくなるからやめようって話があったの。でもそうね、お花くらいはあってもいいかも。
Mighty agrees, putting her hand to her head and thinking hard.
植物園にたくさん咲いているから、そこから失敬してくれば。
ダメよ、そんなものもらったって嬉しくないでしょ。
冗談だよ。分けてもらえないか聞けばいい。そうだ、教室に飾ってあるやつなんかはどうかな。綺麗だったし、プレゼントされたら喜ぶんじゃないかな。
Flowers are arranged daily in the classroom. Today's flowers.
あんまりおすすめできないかも。
どうして？見栄えもするし、もらったら嬉しくないかな。
Perhaps I'm overthinking it, but what if the person receiving the flowers understood their meaning?
教室の花瓶に生けてあったのってマリーゴールドよね。それなら白羽さんの言うこともわかるわ。
Mighty asks why, and now it is Rika's turn to boast.
白羽さんはマリーゴールドの花言葉を言っているのよ。嫉妬や悲しみ、絶望だとか、あまりいい意味の花言葉じゃないの。
Ah. How presumptuous of us humans to look at beautiful flowers and say, yes, these represent jealousy, sorrow, and despair.
へえ、そうなんだ。
Poor flowers. I'm sure they're pretty.
そうなの。マリーゴールドは聖母マリアの黄金の花としても知られているから、そこだけ取ればいいかもしれないけどね。
そっか。それじゃあ無難にバラとかがいいのかな。
女子力が足りないわね。
As I watch my media partners engaging in this
花
banter.
言葉。
Ah, so this is where the hint comes for the mystery. I get it. My mind fixates on how one thing can have many meanings. The marigold represents jealousy and sorrow. It has a negative image in the language of flowers, yet it is the golden flower of the Virgin Mother.
あれ、まだ何か質問とかあるの？
大丈夫よ。
そう。
She looks at me suspiciously, and I rack my brain to find something to say, so I don't seem weird.
リッカさんのベッドに置かれていた。
Right before Ichigo had called out to me, I remembered the book on top was...
嵐が丘。
And among the missing books was the culprit's own book, entitled The Life of Mary Magdalene. The pieces are coming together. I understand why the book was slipped in with the others.
白羽さん、
すみません。用ができたので失礼します。
I hear Rika call out from behind me as I walk off, making my way towards the master of Wuthering Heights as though drawn to her. In my mind, I see the roster of students Sister Basket showed me when I became a library counselor. I go through the list in order from the start, checking for the name I'm hoping for and crossing them off as I go. When I get to the final line on this list of names, I face the dormitory where the master of Wuthering Heights resides. The 9 missing books from the library.
うち3冊まで揃っていたからこそ試す気になったのね。
The remaining names on the list come to mind as I walk, looking at the numbered doors.
偶然を面白がってのことだろうけど。
Recalling the alienation my Amitia partner is experiencing, I feel strongly that I can't just let it end this way.
私が潔白を証明すると言ったのだもの。
My feet stop in front of the door with no number. I knock on the door and a voice much younger than I imagined says, "Come in." The girl who likened herself to Wuthering Heights. Wheels squeak.
よかった。ようやく見つけてくれたようだ。
Alright, so now we finally can skip some stuff here. Right. So now here's my question. We still have to solve the mysteries correctly, right? Squish that cat. Yeah, so I still make the choices that I made last time. Yeah, okay, good, thank you. Alright, so she left them on the bed she could reach, of course. What book would the girl in which her name be hidden in? Is Wuthering Heights, okay. Your name is Erika. Alright. I am filled with the feeling of joy as I look up at the dim ceiling.
リッカさんの誤解が解けて本当によかった。
Alright, that was just one extra line. Right, surely it would make the most sense to be in a group with my Mitia partners. If you want me, sorry, but I'll go with my Mitia partners. Yeah, we make this choice now. They're staring at me earnestly and I find myself wavering, but...
3人1組ならアミティエ同士で組んだ方がいいんじゃないかな。
I say.
イチゴたちと一緒にいてくれないの？
Don't you have an Amitia partner too? It's not to the point where people start disappearing yet, right?
見捨てられてしまった。
Ay, ay, ay.
その
Ringo's watery eyes make me feel as though I've done something unspeakably awful, like accidentally stepping on a puppy.
嘘泣きはそこまで。白羽さんは真面目なんだから、シャレにならない真似をするなって。
わかったよ。スーちゃんごめん。嘘泣き。
Ringo sticks out her tongue and I feel a sense of relief.
だいたい3人1組だろ。ならアミティエで組むのが普通じゃないか。2人も当然アミティエがいるんだからその人と組めって。
もちろんそのつもりだったよ。ただちょっとスオちゃんとの友情パワーを試したくて負けてしまったわけですが。
I feel terrible, but they smile and tell me again that they were just kidding.
そういえばさっき部の先輩がって言っていたけど、2人は部に入っているの？
Alright, now we can skip. Maybe she's expecting me to fire back with a joke. Okay, I'm not in a club. No, but...
部には入っていないの。ごめんなさい。
そうか。確かにスオちゃんは図書委員をやっているものね。それじゃ仕方ないか。
おいおい、それじゃあ部活に入っていないのがマイノリティみたいじゃないか。
マイノリ
Oh, Ringo.
まあ少数派って意味だよ。
Ringo nods, like she understands, and at last lets go of my hand and points to Mairi.
少数派。やってない方が少数派だよ。もしかしてスオちゃんだけでなく2人とも部に入ってないの？
Ay, ay, ay.
ええ、特定の部に所属していないけど。はあ、本当に入ってないんだ。ちょっとそれってまずいよ。
Alright, we skip now. Rika slumps her shoulders and I say, let's go see another club. You can do it, Rika-san. Okay.
リッカさんなら大丈夫よ。
I say.
本当に？私だって最初はお料理作りが苦手だったけれど、回数をこなすうちに食べられるものになったし、最初は誰でも失敗するわ。スオさん。
Rika, who'd been in despair, takes my hand and smiles at me.
はいはい、だからここは女子校だって言ったろ。そんなに近づいて手をつないでたらキスしてるって思われるって。
そうね。
Like a flower blooming before my eyes, her cheeks turn crimson and she lets go of my hand and takes a step back.
ちょっと残念。
I think, and suddenly I too feel heat flooding from my neck to my cheeks.
ごめんなさいね。
Still blushing, Rika smiles at me and I am at a complete loss for words.
でもとりあえずは様子見でいいんじゃない？結構お金かかるみたいだったし。
Okay. If I join, will you join, Shirahane-san? If you do, or we go for the now. The intent behind this question.
自分の裸が見たいか聞いているようなものじゃないの。
Wait, how did we get to this? What was the context again? Ah, it's the art club where they do... Okay, yeah, okay, I remember. Imagining my Amitia partner naked not only makes my temperature rise, but I also unconsciously take a step back. No context is funny. Yeah, I guess so. But I needed to remember what the heck they were talking about. Because this is very sudden.
その反応って傷つくな。全然私に魅力がないってことだし。白羽さんはお風呂を誘っても一緒に入ってくれないし、なんだか壁を感じてしまうな。
仲良くはしたいんだけど。
Conflicted over what I should say. I end up not saying anything.
あんまりスオーさんを困らせないの。まゆりさんの云々よりもまず自分の裸を晒すのが抵抗あるでしょ。入部するってことはそういうことなんだしねえ。そうなの。
I hadn't yet realized that I too would have to model, but I go with what Rika says and nod my head.
気づいたか。
Mayuri's smirk is the spitting image of Yaegaki's, and she mutters something that I can't quite hear. Yeah.
それじゃ次は正規の部に行ってみましょう。同好会でこれだけの設備なんだから、学院公認の部はどんなかしらね。
Seeing Rika's cheery smile, I nod and put a hand on my chest to calm my palpitations. Okay. Skip. You're the upperclassman that Sasaki's were talking about. Yep, there she is. Conflicted between two choices, I end up not choosing anything. He's so in a nutshell. Aww. I do feel her sometimes, if it's like this kind of like black and white kind of thing and it's hard to pick. Yeah. I searched for something I might have in common with Yatsushiro.
もしかして
なんだい？恥ずかしがらずに言ってみると。
双子の佐々木姉妹から聞いていたのではないですか？
She claps. Claps. My shoulder with the arm wrapped around me as though applauding.
大したものだ。なるほど。佐々木くんたちが頭が切れるというのもうなずける。そう、佐々木くんたちから君のことを聞いていたのさ。ユダツリーの話で覚えていたので、名前を見るまでピンとこなかったが、ユダと知り合えて光栄だよ。
その言い方だとあまり光栄に思われていないような。
Usually her best girl? I can get behind then. I'm just saying how it feels. Aww. Alright, alright. Yeah, I feel it too sometimes. The conflict. The conundrum. It's probably not a great name to have at a Catholic school.
それじゃ佐々木さんたちが面白い先輩を紹介すると言っていたのは。
当然僕のことさ。まあ平々凡々たる僕じゃ面白いなんて形容詞は
いや、十分面白い先輩ですよ。
Mayuri whispers from behind and all I can do is smile wryly.
合唱部と料理部どちらも兼任していてね。
Ah, okay. We skipped that. It took me by surprise. So, How about you, So-san? You have got experience. Okay, we lie, it seems. I've never done it before. Okay. Seeing her inquisitive blue eyes.
やったことありません。
I lie.
そうなの？
She stares at me blankly, furrowing her brows.
なんだろう。
どうしたネリー？食べ合わせの悪いものでも口にしたか？
あのね、スオさん。気を悪くしないで聞いてもらえる？
She takes my hand as though she hadn't even heard Yatsushiro. A noise escapes my lips at the warmth of her hand, although that's not all it is.
何を。
Her hand is massaging mine gently and my cheeks flush red.
もしかしてなのだけど、スオさんはピアノを習っているのではないかしら。
Woohoo!
手のひらのこれ、ピアノったこよね。
One could say she was caught red-handed. Ah, yeah.
そうなの？スオさん。
Her fingers have sought out the calluses that would give away any piano player, and I cannot muster a single sound. I hang my head and say,
合唱部に入ってはいませんけど、母が音楽科で習っていたんです。
I tell her.
それじゃあ、少しだけ弾いてみてくれない？
Yeah. Feels bad, but like, lying is not the way. Yeah. Ooh, is this the bad scene? Fight it or get it over with? It's less about the conflict of choice for me and more about both choices are bad in their own special bad ways, so I pretend that everything is fine. Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, I feel it, I feel it. Should we maybe leave this for next time? If it's like a big moment, a big intense moment coming up? Maybe. We're almost at the 2.5-hour mark for tonight, so... I'm a little bit scared of it, to be honest. I could check the gallery. Alright. How do I do that? Then let me make a save first, just to be on the safe side. I'll override this one because in the end we didn't need it. Right, so we leave it here. And that is... we go to title menu, right? Here. Oh, gallery, music, voice, comic endings. There's nothing in voice and comic, okay. Nothing in music just yet, so just gallery and endings. Ah, we get all the pretty stuff. Or some of them at least. Oh, this one is so pretty. If you want to stop bugging music, go to music and change song. Ah! Okay. Okay, I see. Alright, I'll keep that in mind for next time. This one is cute regarding Suo being super fascinated. I don't know about the angle though, like, we didn't really need that, but okay. The Sasakis are so cute. Look at them. So adorable, but oh my god, the food. Okay, I'm closing it fast. Alright. Okay. Danger moment, alright. Ah, and then it changes into Rika as well. Okay, I see. Alright. This one I can't click just yet. Oh, right, so there's just quite a bit of them. Nice. I'm not gonna click all of them because then that's too much, but this is pretty. This is pretty. What else do we have? This one, super cute. Ooh, hehe. Hehe. Danger moment. Ooh. Ah. Oh, that's nice. You have them like a little slideshow. Very good. So these we don't have. I guess this is what this means. This is like a placeholder there. We haven't unlocked them. Food! More food! And even more food! I'm not gonna click on them. Alright. You're saying something about comics, but I can't click it. Ah, later. Check it later. Okay. Sorry. The later part was in the second line in my chat. And somehow I didn't catch it because it was a short word. Alright, what do the endings have? Ah, it's just... I see, I see. So you can have a list of them. Okay. I don't want to relive this. We're fine. Okay, okay. So this is what we have so far. And you're saying that later on I'll have more music here that I can switch? Is that what you're referring to, Chidarin? Just wait for it, it will be more food. Oh, no worries, Chidrin. It definitely didn't ruin anything. It's not in that kind of negative vibe at all, at all. I was just commenting my genuine thoughts about it, right? Because I didn't love it. It was kind of sad. So yeah, I'm looking forward to other stories and seeing how they unfold. And actually looking forward to see what the Rika thing has in store for us, because so far it's not so bad. Like, I just felt when we were doing the Mayuri route that Rika was being really bad at being left on the side a little bit. Like, she was a sore loser in a sense, so she had a few moments that were like kind of eh. But Mairi is doing much nicer in that regards. Like, she's chiller about it, and she jokes a little bit, like she pokes a little bit at like the sore or sensitive spots. But I don't sense malice or anything bad coming from her. She's just Mairi. So that is a side of her that is enjoyable to see. So I'm looking forward to more of this. And this space, and depending on how many scenes, I don't even know if we're gonna fit it in next time. I'm gonna do my best, but I would also like not rush it. And yeah, we'll see where we land next time. Yeah. Alright. Alright. This was cool. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more, and we will be starting at when I come back from vacation. Yeah, we'll continue with this next time. Thank you so much for joining. This has been a super chill and fun time, and definitely the high point of my day, which has been quite long and dreary, and yeah, wasn't feeling so great today. But I'm going to bed with happy thoughts and with a smile on my face after having interacted with you all. So thank you for that. You are awesome as always. And I will see you next time, or maybe better said, you will see me next time. I promise there will be camp next time on Thursday. Yeah, let's do this. Thank you so much for the pet. Alright, so love you all. Night night, take care, and see you Thursday.